Namaste students. Our next chapter is excess demand and deficit demand. As you know, in previous chapter, Keynes says aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. But Keynes says not only this is a full employment level, it may be underemployment level and it may be full employment level. If it is beyond the full employment level, that is known as excess demand, that is known as inflationary gap. And if it is less than the full employment level, that is called the deficit demand, that is known as deflationary gap. Now, first is excess demand. Excess demand means when in economy aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply at corresponding to full employment level. Full employment level. You know what is the meaning of full employment? Full employment means when resources are fully utilized. If resources are fully utilized and demand will increase, it means demand is more than supply, then price will increase. That is known as inflationary gap. That is known as inflationary gap. We will show on the diagram. See in a diagram, on y-axis we have to show the income, employment and output. And on y-axis we have to show aggregate demand and aggregate supply. This is our aggregate supply curve, which shows 45-degree angle. And this is our aggregate demand curve. This equilibrium is known as full employment equilibrium. This equilibrium is known as full employment equilibrium. After the full employment equilibrium, this much demand is increased. This much demand is known as excess demand. This demand EF up to EF is known as excess demand. EF is equal to excess demand. Due to this excess demand, there is an inflationary gap in the economy. That is known as inflationary gap. That is known as inflationary gap. So, whenever the excess demand in the economy, there is an inflationary gap beyond the full employment equilibrium level. Beyond the full employment equilibrium level, how much demand is increased, that is known as excess demand or inflationary gap. It must be noted that larger the inflationary gap in the economy, there is an inflationary pressure in the economy. More inflationary gap shows more inflationary pressure in the economy. Now, some reasons of excess demand. What are the reasons for excess demand? The first reason is, now some reasons related to excess demand. First is rise in propensity to consume. Rise in propensity to consume means if the capacity of consumption is more than capacity of change in income, then there will be a increase in demand, and if demand is increased, then there will be a aggregate demand will increase. Second is reduction in taxes. If there is a reduction in taxes, then the disposable income is increased of the persons, and if disposable income is increased, then excess demand in the economy. Increase in government expenditure. Increase in government expenditure means increase the goods and services by the government. If government buy the goods and services more, then demand will be more. Increase in investment. Increase in investment means when rate of interest is less. If rate of interest is less, then investment will be more in the economy, and if investment will be more in the economy, then there will be a demand for goods and services is more in the economy. Foreign import. Foreign import means when the price of goods in the domestic market is less as compared to international market. If price in domestic market is less, then demand for goods in the domestic market is more. Rise in export. Rise in export means when the price of domestic market is less than the price of international market, then the demand for domestic goods are increased, then export will be increased. If export will be increased, then there will be a excess demand in the economy. And last is deficit financing. What is deficit financing? Deficit financing means when the money supply is increased, then there will be a excess demand in the economy. It must be noted that the excess demand is mainly for the four components. You know, aggregate demand is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. These four factors mainly affect to excess demand. If consumption is increased, investment is increased, government expenditure is increased, export is increased, and import is less. Mainly these factors are affected to the aggregate demand. Now, what is the impact of excess demand? What is the impact of the economy of excess demand? If excess demand in the economy, first effect on output, there will be no effect on the output because this equilibrium level show the full employment level. After the full employment level, there is no excess capacity in the economy. If demand is increased up to here, then level of employment is not increased because there is no capacity in the economy. There is no capacity to increase the output in the economy. Effect on employment. Effect on employment. See, this is our full employment level. After the full employment level, there is no capacity in the economy. Here is no involuntary unemployment. All the resources are fully utilized. And third is effect on general price level. Effect on general price level means as demand is increased as compared to the full employment level, then the general price level will be affected and the price will increase because we cannot increase the supply, and if demand is increased, then there will be increase in the general price level. So, you know what is the meaning of excess demand and the inflationary gap. If excess demand means when aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply corresponding to the full employment level, it is also known as inflationary gap. Now, what is the meaning of deficit demand? Deficit demand means when aggregate demand is less than aggregate aggregate supply corresponding to full employment level, corresponding to full employment level, that is known as deficit demand. And this deficit demand is a deflationary. It shows a deflationary gap in the economy. This shows a deflationary gap in the economy. You know how we can draw this diagram? First of all, we will take on OX axis aggregate demand and aggregate supply, and on OX axis we will show the income and employment level. Income and employment, income, output, employment, and aggregate demand and aggregate supply on OY axis. If aggregate supply curve shows 45-degree angle, and this is our aggregate demand at the full employment level, now we say if demand is less than the full employment level, if demand is less than the full employment level in the economy, then now this will be the equilibrium, new equilibrium. Full employment level of income is here. See, this gap from full employment to how much demand is decreased, this gap is known as EF gap, is known as deficit demand, and it is also known as, this gap shows deflationary gap in the economy. Deflationary gap in the economy up to this equilibrium level. This E point shows the full employment level. Now, if the demand is less, see up to here, up to EF, E to F, this is known as deficit demand, and this gap is also known as deflationary gap. So, it must be noted that this gap, as this gap is increased, there is more deflationary gap in the economy. It means if deficit demand is more in the economy, then there will be an increase in deflationary gap in the economy. There are some reasons of deficit demand. Reasons of deficit demand Now, some reasons of deficit demand. The first reason is decrease in propensity to consume. Decrease in propensity to consume means if the consumption capacity, change in consumption capacity is decreased as compared to change in income, it means you are purchasing less of the commodity in the economy. And if you are purchasing less commodity in the economy, then demand will be decreased. Second is increase in taxes. Increase in taxes means whenever the taxes increase in the economy, then disposable income will be less. And if disposable income will be less, then demand for goods is less. Decrease in government expenditure. Decrease in government expenditure means when the purchase of goods and services by the government it decreased, then it also affected to the aggregate demand, and aggregate demand will be less. Falling investment expenditure. The reason behind the falling investment expenditure, that is rate of interest. If rate of interest is higher, then the investment will be reduced, and if investment will be reduced, it means demand for goods and services is less. Rise in import. Rise in import means when the price in the international market is less as compared to the domestic market, then we have to purchase more commodity from the international market, and if we purchase more commodity from the international market, then demand for domestic goods will be decreased. And last is fall in export. Fall in export means if the price of domestic market is higher than the international market, then the export will be reduced because demand will be reduced. Then if the export will be reduced, then demand will be reduced. Now, what will be the impact on deficit demand? If this demand is less as compared to the full employment level, what will be the effect on deficit demand? The impact of deficit demand, first is impact on output. Impact on output means if there is a deficit demand in the economy, if demand is here but full employment level is here, then there is a surplus inventory in the economy. Here is because full employment level the demand is here, but in economy demand is here, so this much output is excess in the economy. In future, producer will be planned less output in the economy. Impact on employment. Impact on employment means if producer plan less output in the economy, then the employment level also goes down and employment level comes to the underemployment. Employment level comes down because there is excess capacity here. If the output is excess, then producer will plan less in future. If producer will plan less in the future, then employment level is affected and employment will be reduced. What will be on the impact of general price level? If demand is decreased, the general price level is also affected. That due to less demand, general price level will be reduced, it will be decreased. So, as you know, the excess demand and the deficit demand, here is the difference between the excess demand and the deficit demand. The first is meaning. Meaning, excess demand is when aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply, and deficit demand is when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. Inflationary or deflationary gap. If excess demand is greater than aggregate supply, then there will be an inflationary gap in the economy. And if excess demand is less than aggregate supply, then there will be a deflationary gap in the economy. Third is equilibrium level. Equilibrium level in case of excess demand, that is overemployment, equilibrium level. In case of deficit demand, that is known as underemployment, equilibrium level. The reason behind the excess demand is increase in the consumption expenditure, increase in investment expenditure, increase in government expenditure, increase in export, and reduce in import. But in deficit demand, it is reverse: decrease in consumption expenditure, decrease in investment expenditure, decrease in government expenditure, decrease in export, and increase in import. These are the reason of deficit demand. Now, impact on output and employment. Impact on output and employment in case of excess demand. If demand is increased, then we cannot increase the output and the employment because there is a after the full employment, there is no capacity in the economy. So we cannot increase the output in the employment. But in case of deflationary gap, in case of deficit demand, the output will be reduced and the employment will also be reduced. Impact on price. In excess demand, the general price level will be increased, but in deficit demand, general price level will be reduced. So it is clear what is the meaning of excess demand and what are the reasons to increase excess demand, what is the impact of excess demand and deficit demand. Now, both the conditions are harmful for the economy. So, how we can correct the excess demand and the deficit demand? There are some fiscal measures or the monetary measures how we can correct our excess demand